For most students, applying to law school starts in a mess of scattered folders, isolated prep tools, and conflicting advice scraped from online forums. They approach the process with a straightforward assumption: secure a high GPA, hit a target LSAT score, write a compelling personal statement, and admission is virtually guaranteed. The math tells a different story. For every available seat, there are thousands of competing applicants with those exact identical numbers sitting on their resumes. If an applicant builds their target list based on a gut feeling about prestige or general U.S. news rankings without a targeted statistical approach, they enter the cycle at a severe disadvantage. When thousands of applicants share the same scores, a high GPA simply places a student into a massive pool of identical candidates, turning blind applications into a high-risk gamble. Modern law schools don't operate like traditional academic gatekeepers anymore.
They function much closer to data-driven hedge funds. This quadrant chart maps the playing field. Traditional applicants sit in the bottom left, with low data utilization and unpredictable results. Admissions committees sit in the top right. They utilize massive data models to engineer outcomes, protecting U.S. news rankings, securing bar passage, and driving employment. Looking at this bar chart, we can see exactly how universities secure these demographic profiles through a tactic called buying medians. Notice the target median LSAT scoreline and how financial aid dollars heavily cluster right above it to artificially boost their institutional rankings. This structural data asymmetry leaves both students and fragmented university advising systems entirely outmatched. Competing effectively requires an immediate intelligence upgrade. JurisBeacon exists to close that gap. It is an AI-powered intelligence platform built to give applicants access to the exact same level of analytical firepower used by the admissions committees. Upgrading to this system forces a completely overhauled strategy. The predictive modeling ignores brand prestige entirely, selecting schools based strictly on historical admissions patterns. Instead of guessing, the AI flags specific safety and target schools, where a student's exact statistical profile historically fills an institutional gap the school needs to close. The system then calculates return on investment, pinpointing programs where the applicant's numbers sit right above the median target to maximize leverage for scholarship offers and minimize the need for heavy student loans. This data-first approach extends directly to the written application. Looking at these essays side by side, the standard approach relies on a flowing narrative, while the engineered version highlights specific verifiable data points required by algorithmic tools. Because institutions link specific background traits to their eventual bar passage rates, the writing process shifts from creative storytelling to a clinical exercise. Engineering a narrative that fits precisely into these predictive models ensures the student's profile aligns with the university's internal metrics. Stripping the emotion out and treating the law school application as a pragmatic mathematical calculation is how students find their statistical probability and true leverage. This unified data pipeline also changes how university pre-law advisors manage their cohorts. A centralized monitoring dashboard actively sorts the applicant pool, flagging exactly which students require immediate intervention and which are progressing smoothly through their timeline. These AI insights do not replace human mentorship. They support it by stripping away the administrative friction of tracking scattered paperwork and self-reported updates. With an overview view of the entire pipeline, advisors transition from reacting to application chaos to proactively engineering better acceptances for their students. Accessing this vital intelligence shouldn't feel like logging into a disconnected third-party vendor. Instead, the entire JurisBeacon architecture functions as an extension of the university itself, adopting your specific colors, crest, and visual identity. This custom environment is automatically populated with the school's own advisors, localized campus resources, and specific institutional messaging. Providing a fully branded, integrated pre-law platform sends a clear signal. It demonstrates the institution's deep, visible commitment to the long-term financial and professional success of its students. Every institution faces a choice: allow your students to continue applying in the dark, or arm them with the algorithms required to match the law school's own strategies. Relying on a dedicated intelligence platform is the most effective method to reverse engineer those institutional goals and turn them to the applicant's advantage. Implementing this system upgrades a university's advising capabilities, turning an unpredictable, emotionally driven process
into a calculated professional progression. By integrating these tools directly into your department, you provide students with the exact analytical firepower once reserved for the institutions they apply to. Meeting these law schools on their own terms ensures that every student enters the cycle with a mathematical strategy, turning a high-stakes gamble into a calculated professional decision.